Hello, hello, bold people who are listening. I am going to give you a word with which you can make a sentence. You can build a sentence with these words if you put them together sequentially. Whomever comes to the next bold, the final bold, the last bold that we have together and can put the whole sentence together and write it down on a piece of paper and hand it to me on the next bold, or text it to me privately, will get a great grand bold prize. So that is the awesome challenge that I have for you. That means you have to listen to the whole message, because I'm not going to give it to you until the end. I'll give you the first word today, and then the rest will follow sequentially on each day. So I had a great time with you yesterday. Unfortunately, yesterday I did not have a migraine, so that was really good news. And at the end of the day, I tell you what, I had one of the worst real estate evenings of my career in the last 10 years. We're not going to dwell on that. I'm moving on. I made up a little slogan last night. I'm going to learn rather than burn. I put it on Instagram and Facebook. Basically, I was burning mad, and I figured, if you distill it, you get down to the kernel of truth that lies within the disappointment and the upset, you can get to a lesson. And I've talked about that before, and I had a big lesson sort of time last night. A very unhappy gal I was, and so it's over, and I'm moving on, and we can talk more about it another time if you'd like to, so I can share my lesson with you if you'd like to hear. I would also like to congratulate all of you on your good work the last couple days, weeks, and almost a month and a half now. So we've done really great. Our numbers are really great. Everybody did their contacts this week that was there, and I was really, really happy about that. I am really happy about that. So thank you guys. That's really important. Of course, it's not important for me. It's important for you. It does help us to shine as a group, though, to all of us have had done our work. And so in this last week of Bold, we can really pour it on, and we can make it count. See how many deals and contacts and contracts we can make happen this week, so that we can go out with a huge finish, go out with an enormous bang. She gave us a good compliment last week. She said something about a triple-double. We're really rocking it. So good work, guys. I know the last bold is going to be great, a little bittersweet. I really have enjoyed spending time with you over the last couple of weeks, and I continue to keep you in my thoughts and prayers every day. Say a little bold prayer for my peeps, that we will all have wonderful, productive, amazing days. So we talked a little bit about perspective in the last bold yesterday. We talked about perspective, and that's such an important thing to keep in mind, is that everyone's perspective is different. And I've always said this to my students in art, that perspective is everything in life. In art, absolutely. If you look at something, if everyone looked at things the same way and saw things the same way, then things would be very boring. And sometimes it's frustrating when you can't wrap your brain around the perspective of your client. And last night, that's kind of where I was. And even still, we come from our own vantage point and our own reality, and things are always going to be slightly off and slightly different because we're unique, each have a unique experience of this wonderful world and this wonderful life. And so I really enjoy being reminded of that, and really thinking of it. I love that train video. First of all, the train is cool. I want to get on one of those trains. And second of all, it really does illustrate how the exact same event can be perceived differently from two different vantage points. And so it's so important to remember in our relationships with other people, not only our clients, but with our spouse or our partners or our children or our colleagues, just that we all can come from a place of understanding. Seek first to understand. That's one of the big laws of Keller Williams. I've mentioned that in another podcast. Seek first to understand. I think that when we are able to take a step back and put ourselves in another person's shoes, oftentimes we can mitigate issues and troubles and problems before they get too big. And my husband is amazing at this. He's really good at helping folks come to a common understanding of things. So I'm not going to beat this to death. You all heard yesterday all about it, and so I don't need to talk about it. I just think that we need to keep it in mind and remember that we all have our own unique experience of life, and so we should honor that. And when things start to be difficult, take a step back and really change your perspective. And when you look at things differently, they will change. It's like the bold law. Change the way you look at things, and the things you look at change. So have a great, great week. Tomorrow in Seaville is Red Day, a day of giving back. It's wonderful. And I trust that you all will be participating in Red Day. And if not, maybe I trust that you will find a way to give back somehow tomorrow. Find a way to do something, for the greater good. Step outside yourself and help someone else tomorrow. All right, guys, have a really great bold evening and bold day tomorrow. And your word for today is the word you. Y-O-U. That's your word for today. And tomorrow you'll get another word. And have a great night. I'm out.